Raise your hand if you thought that was trumpet, so we come in with a clear start. Occasionally, our tongue or our air is not ready to go, and so there's a little bit of a bump at the front of the sound. So just gotta make sure that transition is super smooth, super seamless. Okay? Good job, guys. Hashtag new music. You should have gotten Children's March.
Yes.
It should be on your stand or nearby. Go ahead and get that out. We are going to. But first, I'm going to give you a minute. Yes. Miss Malcolm, can you get an alto saxophone part? Yes. Thank you. Take a minute on your own to look at anything you need. This is our tempo. Yep. A big piano guy. What else do we know? Yes. True. Yeah. Anyone else? Jonathan?
Isn't he like British or Australian?
He's Australian.
Okay.
Yeah, Percy Granger is Australian. And when he was born and then he died, he's on the page. But he's kind of a crazy guy. Australian. He's big into like British folk music. So a lot of his pieces are either folk music or original like tunes that basically sound like folk music. And so this is one of those. And what made Granger unique in like his time amongst a lot of things is like how he uses his texture and who's playing when. So a lot of his pieces will have unique melody combinations and a bunch of different voices playing at the same time. So be aware of that when we start playing. Follow-up question: what other pieces by Percy Granger do you know? Lincolnshire Posy. That's a big one. Anyone else? Shepherd's Hay. Yes. Irish Tune from County Derry. You said Colonial Song and Mile in the Shore. Those are some of his bigger ones. He's got a ton. So those are all very fun. But again, very like folky kind of vibe. And pay attention to who has the melody again, because that is what makes this piece unique. Okay. From the beginning, guys, from the top. We start with the saxophones. Guys, it's gonna be awesome. Well, not you guys, right? Start with the. Usually Peter will have this too, but right now we just have our altos. From the top. And we're starting calm, starting very peaceful, very serene. We're fading from black into the rolling hills.
Oh.
The rolling hills.
I get it.
Okay.
Cool.
And from the top. Gotta make sure you're counting. Make sure you're locked in. You guys know you're coming at 9? Both of you? Okay, great. Virgin Cuddies. You gotta be quick. And I like the sound. Grow more. Okay. Better, less wrong notes. Awesome. We have to do a better job at our pianos. Anytime it's quiet, it's still a little bit okay. So I really am it's just so calm and peaceful. So if there's a piano or a mezzo piano, it's gotta be quiet. It's gotta be quiet. And then horns. Yeah. Horns. I need everything you have at 133. I need all of it. I need to be like your moment to shine. Can we start right before that? Can we start at 125? At 133, let me say this, at 133, the people who have the melody are alto saxes, tenor sax, horns, trumpet 3, and euphonium. Oh, there's me. Okay. Those people, but I want the horns to be the dominant voice. Got it? Got it. Let's start 125. Horns are also great. 125. And this is smoothly connected. Big slur. Nice and look out. Whenever you add in to like the melody or the parts that are happening there, so example, oboes at 44, whenever you come in, you gotta be, or that little transition, you gotta be right in time. Sort of, I mean, I'll give you another analogy. We talked about the baton guy and like a relay race. We also have a moving train. So if there's a moving train and it's going, and you're trying to get on the moving train, and you just kind of stick your hand out, and it's keeping going, you're going to lose your arm. And we don't want that. You need your arm, okay? So you got to start running. You got to run with it. You got to subdivide. You got to think. You got to count and be prepared. Listen. I feel like that's not how that works. I feel like you wouldn't fly against the train. You would, well, actually, if you've ever taken physics class, I feel like the train would be going this way, and then you'll. Could you imagine? Anyways, just make sure that you are running before you catch the train. You are subdividing, listening. You're listening. You're listening. And matching not only tempo but style. Say style. Style. You gotta match style when we do this. Can we start at 21? This non-legato style. You gotta keep it nice and bouncy. Nice and bouncy. Okay. 21. Hold on. Thank you.